Hello, welcome back to Stationeers. I'm Rob, and today we're back here in our Let's Play facility on Mars. It's been a while. It's been too long since we last played. Mainly because I've been busy with some work and personal stuff. So, yeah, apologize for that. Now, I was actually expecting to continue up in our base or with the rockets, but I've realized during offline play or off recording play that I have an issue down here in the smelting station or smelting base or whatever we call it. And the main problem is this. I have several problems, but the main problem is this. Currently it's turned off. I've taken off the main IC unit to control this whole thing because I have a problem. So right now we want to produce Inconel. Now Inconel requires gold, steel, and nickel. Okay? Now, gold, steel, and nickel is fine. However, I don't have any steel. This is the steel silo. It's empty. Nickel is here. It's also empty. And down here somewhere is the gold. I think this is the gold. Yeah, this is also empty. But because the reason why these are empty is because I produce so much of this stuff to fill up all my printers and some of the other few things I needed to run with. So the problems I have, first problem is that I cannot see quickly how much I have from each different silo status, but just by looking at them, and I cannot see what's inside them, and I can't see what if it's critical situation or whatever. So that's the first thing I have to fix. So I prepared some of that over here. So we're going to do a lot of consoles, some LEDs, and we're going to have a little bit of identification. Also, over here, just for sake of ease, I've put up a second printer, a second computer, because as you can see here, I'm starting to have a lot of IC chips down here. I haven't named them all as I want to yet, but that's a future problem for me. But yeah, this one is going to be a dedicated computer for this section because I'm going to add at least one more IC housing up here. Because I want to somehow check if we have enough ore or steel ingots to produce whatever we want to produce. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that yet, because these two up here, the normal vending and the alloy vending, so these three over there, they call this machine here, which is the call for ore, I think so. Then this one as these two here for the given materials, and then when this is done, it then ships the information to the IC, what's it called, something IC, and then from there into the furnace, and then it produces and ships out, and then it repeats. That's why this one goes out, and then we can actually run. Yeah, so that is the problem we are facing, and I'm trying to fix. Why is it so warm in there? That's very warm. Wow. How warm is it in here? $500. Oh wow. That's a little bit better. Let's get down to a little bit less. Yeah, that's something else I have to work on, is how to handle this temperature-wise a little bit better. Is that helping in there? No, it's not doing anything. Are they running? Whatever. It's stable. It's not. Nothing is happening. That's okay. It could be because he's out, actually. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna leave it for now. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna mount consoles. So I'm going to take the angle consoles here. We need 5 more. Nope, go away. Turn off, go away. We need 5 more. I'm going to put those here. Here. On all of them. And then one more here. I just need to put some. Yeah, I have moved the cable out 1. If you remember, my cable was actually flush with this chute here, but I decided to move it out 1 to simply make it easier to get to. I really need some light up there. Anyway, so now those are down. Then we need 10 more, but we need the small ones, so these ones. Okay, now we need the lights, so 10 LEDs. Right, so that is all those put in place. We now need to put in a buckload of hashes, so they're here, and we have some glasses over here. So we have hash, and there we have it. All are built, all are ready to go. As you can see, the LEDs, the consoles are all flashing error, and that's because they have not been set up yet. So we need our data disk, to actually set them up. But when they're set up, they'll look similar to this. However, this one is relying on one of these, I can't remember which one, for the actual visual image and text. We cannot rely on the silos, because they will change. So we could read out the IC from the silos, the hash from the silos, but if the silo, like the steel here, is empty, we cannot read out from that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up an IC, a hash generator. So I believe that we could have them up there. So a hash generator comes from the memory. Let's fly up here. So normally you just place a memory, and this is the memory. If you scroll once, you have the hash generator. So 1, 2, we just need all of them actually. Oh, that's annoying. Well, I'll place it here. So the way they work is pretty simple. You have the screw here. So now I've named all of them. I've set up all these up here. You see you have a state there, a name. And the way they work, now that I also have named them, is if you take the coal here, that's saying state 0 right now, click on it, type in here coal, then it gets a lot of all the objects in the game. We're just going to take the coal. And then this one, you see that has a hash name. So if you go into the Stationeers, we type coal, same thing, 17, 24, 79, 34, 94. And same thing right there. So we can actually use this one to read from. And it's a fixed value. So we can just close that again. We can also close that, I guess. That was actually a cable that we should probably clean up. Nah, fuck it. We can leave it at. Right, so what we do now, I'm not going to show all of them because it's going to take a little bit of time to do. Nope, not that one. We're going to pop the data disk in here. We're going to either scroll through all of these how we want to, or you type in here, steel for example, confirm, and you have a steel hash there. That's what I called it. You click on that so it becomes green, and voila. Same thing over here. This is the LED. Type LED here. And let's hash LED. And voila. Lovely. Easy peasy. And now that we have actually put all of them up, so you can see we have all the different labels here, or icons, very nice, very nice. I've also changed the name, so all the silos are now called directly coal, or cobalt, or nickel, or whatever. Same with the light, same with the LED. That is because I have a code that's quite easy to use. So I believe this one is the one we could use it in. So let's go over here. Let's see here. IC housing. Let's import this one. Normal vending machine. Edit. Make ingot. Yeah. So this is that one. Let's just be sure here. This one. What's that? Which route? That's the routing handler over here. So our little software here, IC route handler. Lovely. Let's turn that on again. Save power, you know. Say I with all this stuff on. So we have vending machine, and silo, and yeah. Then this one should be IC make or, I guess I could call it. So if you go in here, IC make or import. This little code that we're doing now is simply just to check if we have the required items to have it in. So I've already prepared the code, and here it is. So it's a little bit extra. So this part down here, so from 22 to 39, it's the same as before. And we have now added this in the start here. So next silo, we're basically just looping through these. I think we should be able to do this way. And then we'll check the quantity of the silo, we'll set the number, and so on, so on. We'll just confirm, export it, and voila. So before we go into the code, what is it doing? Well, if it's 0, it becomes red. If it's more than 10, it's off and it's white. Same thing here, 0. We have a plenty. That's 107 stacks of 50, just so you know. It's not 107 items, 107 stacks of 50. So here we are less than 10, so it's actually a warning. And yeah, quite a few of them we actually have reds on, but we don't have, but majority is white. It's good, it's very good. So let's go through the code just quickly so we can see what it's doing. So we have the new things is the LED light, LED number, and LED and the silo. So those 4 hashes we have now saved so we can use them. Then we have the next, which is used as a memory bit to loop through each silo, and then which OR, so we can say which name, of which hash actually technically it is. Now we move 1 because we always want to start with 1. Then this section is the only thing that's really doing it. So it's a lot of calculation. But first we go down, we jump down to next silo. And we do this loop that I've done so many times because I love this type of coding. It's pretty much like a loop in Excel basically. So if it's not equal to 11, you jump 2. Then you go down here. If it's not equal to 1, you jump 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and all the way down. We have 10 silos, hence why we have 11 here. If it's 11, meaning that we have passed number 10 silo, we go back to 1 and we repeat the whole process. Quite simple. And anyway, then when we get to the first one, we put iron into which ore, and so on, with gold and silicon, nickel, and so on down there. And then we take the which ore, we go up, we look for the quantity in the silo of which ore, so basically the hash name of a silo, we get the quantity, we get the sum, we get the total sum, which is that why we have 1. We load that into our 2. We then write that into the hash name of the LED screen quantity from that quantity. Then we do some calculation in terms of the light. So if it's in the R3, if 10 is greater than the value, we will be turning it on and off. So basically, if it's 10 is more or less, then we'll be turning the light on and off. And below we're calculating which type of light it should be, if it should be orange or red. If 3 is 0, meaning that is we have more than 10 in the silo, we set white, and set white is simply just moving 6 into the LED, into the light, because 6 is the color code, the number code for white. Yeah, I don't know why, because if you go for 0, you get blue, which looks weird. So I just want white. And then we set the light color, and then we add 1 to the next, because then we're on to the next silo, and then we do this part, which is what we did before, and then we repeat. Simple. Lovely. Now, because we have done this hash name change here, so the silo here, those 2 here doesn't work anymore. So we will need to change that. So that is normal ingot import. By the way, a few of you have asked to get the code I'm using for this. When it's all fully running and satisfying, even with the automatic stop, I will make a full video of how to set it all up, and also how to and also have all the codes available, because I have codes here from 3 different not suppliers. How to say it? Other Stationeer gamers, and I have modified them heavily. Mainly those 2. Well, those 4 originally came from the same guy, but I've changed them so much now that the code that he has made and that I'm using doesn't work anymore. They don't go together anymore. Now we would like to do some more, so let's pop that here. We cannot lose this one. Oh, we can, but that would be annoying. I need. Oh, I'm running out of wall space. So now that we have fixed our problem, so we can actually see what's inside the walls, inside the silos, we can see that we have some serious issues. We need to fix how to get steel. We need to optimize our production of. We need to optimize our production of nickel to get more of that. Because we need a silo rocket. We also have some with the gold. It's a little bit not too much there, and the cobalt. Well, the cobalt is okay, but it's not super impressive. Currently I turn everything off because I'll be playing around with another thing before we ended today. We have a serious problem, which I still haven't found a solution to yet. That is when this system is calling for materials from these silos to produce an ingot or an alloy. We don't check if we have the materials for this. I am currently in the works on it. I would have released it today, this code, but I couldn't. I don't know how to do it yet. But basically, I need to check if we have all the materials available before we can do inconel or steel or whatever. But that's more an inconvenient problem, basically, because it's just waiting. It's very annoying. But after I change this to become this nice room, I have made myself a little problem. Now, if we go out here, we have this line here. You see, this line is empty. That's because there's no ore in it. There's no coal in here. This one has a little bit. I don't know how much is left in here, but it doesn't have a lot. And when this runs out, which it sometimes does, it's not completely sustainable with the solar panels, at least not right now with the amount we have. This runs out, and it starts to blink and give an alarm and all that, but we don't fill it up. We can only fill up here. That's because this chute goes somewhere up in this mess, and then just heads out into the somewhere out here. So I need to dig all of this up and connect that chute, that orange chute, with our silo for the coal. Yeah, that's an annoying one. And also I need to change this color down here. Why is it not the same? So we have the coal here, And we know we need to get behind here because we have the connection right there. So we need a grinder. And the wrench. The reason why I'm doing this way is because I don't know which way we actually coming in. Oh, that's the large we need. Where is our drill? That's a very good question. Where could I put my drill? Let's pop that there. Where do you think the drill is? Is it here? Nope. At least there's some coal. Drill. Ah, here we are. Good. So I'm gonna take that and pop that there. We don't need that. We need this one. Because we're gonna drill up and see how we're gonna link this up. I have no idea yet. Let's see, what do we have here? Let's pop it in there. Let's take a crowbar over there. Right, so we now have a hole there, so we can actually go on the other side to see what we are doing. Oh, let's just, this one will go with us. And we need to take, let's see, we have a little bit there, and we need a little bit more, and I think that's enough because we can do a lot of remodeling in here already. So it's down there, right. Let's see here. So we need to open up here. Let's see, crowbar. Why do I keep taking the wrong tool for this? It's up there, okay. And we're gonna remove this one for now. Because we don't really need to be careful falling down here. So we need to grind this out. Like so. So we can see what we're doing up here. It's going in there and disappearing off into the distance. Let's just get rid of this. Where are we going? Okay. Okay, so let me just get rid of all this. So we now have a clear access way for this chute to be placed, and we definitely don't need that. We are going to do... What are we going to do? We're going to do definitely... two-way junction... Splitter. Like so. Yeah. And then I don't know if you need an overlap. Nah, probably not. So I'm pretty sure if they are full, it doesn't flip over. I hope not. But these are just those small things you always have to work out when you're remodeling a base and forget stuff. It's like your feeding system is suddenly disappeared and you don't have sustainable power, which is very annoying to say the least. But it's all in a good way of making everything you want in the way you want it. Come on. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. And then I just need to figure out where the rest of this chute is going. So that's the ice coming up there. Right, I can weld this up now and I can check the rest later. But at least that problem is solved. And now we know that we have plenty of ore coming in. We can actually also take the rest of our ore we had, all that we had in here, in this one. I think I used this for... I can't really say. But at least... yeah. Right, so I just need to... now I can close everything off, because now I know that all my chutes are correct. I may... yeah, I think I can close everything off now and simply close this room. Of course, I still have the whole stuff down there that's not working, but you know, some things don't work, some things works. Regarding this over here, I have two things left in this particular room to do. Solve this issue here, and solve how I get a constant, steady flow of steel to be placed here, because I don't want to do it manually. Once these two features are placed in this setup, then I'll be making one complete guide on how to set up this. I know some of you have been asking if I can release the code. I will be releasing the whole thing as a complete guide with all the so far seven codes, so you all have it. But yeah, of course, I am gonna make it based on this setup. Naming wise, you can change everything, but the setup is the important one. So yeah, in the next one, I think we're gonna step a little bit away from this one, because I've been looking at this code up here. I've actually worked a lot on it. I will show you here what I've done so far. Oh yeah, I removed it, but I'll just want to show this one. So far, I've done this. So I've done the mem, the silo, the state, so the memory, which auto check, so which type you're making based on the call, and checking then we can have 3 different ores, and then the load quantity if it's valid on the status. It's a whole mumbo jumbo, but then I go through every single hash. So if it's the normal one, so it's just iron, copper, gold, silicon, and so on, and if it's alloy, then it's 2 types. If it's super alloys, we have 3 types we have to check. And so far it's partially working, but not completely. So I might rewrite it completely, or I might do whatever. I'm not entirely sure yet. So until it works completely, I won't release it. But it is here. It's just not working yet. And I was thinking about doing it on camera, but it's just mega frustrating to do, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I did also comment for it, but it just didn't pan out. It was they might be gone, but who knows? Until it's released, you will see it when it's ready, basically. Yeah. The next video, in between next video, I will close this section here off, so that's doesn't look like that, because that's ugly. I will finish up stuff in here so it looks nicer, because we are also moving on to producing those first rockets and pressurizing this section here. So the pressurization of the space will happen so that up here, that's the base. This down here is the production room, so that'll be non-pressurized. And same thing goes for out here, of course. So the main part of the base will be unpressurized. But in here we'll move down the farm, we move down everything upstairs also. I also have to make the scripts for controlling these in here. I haven't done that either. I do love this room because, I mean, just look at that. It keeps going through each section, each zone, and I have marked each route, or each zone. What does it zone? Each route. So it keeps going through. So now you can see it's on route 4. So it's on this one, and it's going through them step by step. It's just fantastic. Number 8 is not really implemented into it because it's a tool maker. So I'm like, meh. I'm gonna remove that from the main line, I think, and then gonna route so it actually it feeds this one, but it doesn't feed this one because we don't need this one to be having all of it. Yeah. So that is all for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.